Good afternoon. It's May 8th. It's a Wednesday. Mr. B here, Shades of Clarity channel. And what I want to talk about today is hangovers. What it led to with me. What are hangovers? Well, they're very unpleasant. That goes without saying. If anybody, if you're a hardcore alcoholic, or just a binge drinker, or even just a social drinker, I'm sure you've had a hangover before. With the unpleasant symptoms, the nausea, the headache, the vomiting, the wanting to stay in bed, all that. I got you. I understand it. What happened to me? Well, what causes, hangovers? Well, it's been, it's one of the least understood phenomena, to be quite honest, in the medical field. It's been studied. There's been countless studies done on it, and hangovers have been around since time immemorial. So as long as people have been able to drink an alcoholic beverage, the hangover has existed. It's typically caused by, of course, dehydration, low blood sugar, a buildup of acetaldehyde on occasion, poor nutrition, not eating right, and there's a substance called congeners that are sometimes added to the drink. Usually the darker whatever you're drinking, whether it's wine or liquor, contains more congeners, which are added for flavor sometimes. Acetaldehyde is one. That's sort of a byproduct of fermentation. So you've got congeners. And dark liquor, like bourbon, has 34% more congeners than vodka, which has very little. Like white liquors have hardly any congeners. There's a bit in vodka, but not near as much as any kind of dark liquor or red wine. But my worst two hangover experiences. One girl came and hung out for a while, and one bottle of red wine turned into two, and I was kind of a lightweight. This was back in the late 90s, and before I knew it, I went to, got drunk, whatever, had a good time, went to sleep, woke up. My grandmother was living here at the time, and she's like, "Hey, how come Mr. B is still laying in bed? It's like 3 o'clock. My mom's like, "I don't know." Yeah, she knew damn well what was going on. I couldn't get up. I mean, I felt bad until about 7 o'clock, like that night, and then resumed. Everything else was normal. Second time I was when I was in school in Wilmington, and a girl had come down, a friend of mine, and me and another friend, this guy, went downtown and ended up drinking shots of Jagermeister on top of draft PBR, like cold PBR. I mean, I don't know how many shots we had. I don't remember being that drunk, but it was on top of that beer, and it just turned out bad. Like, next day I was in bed, and I woke up, I think it was like 1 o'clock, and I got on the phone, and I called him. I said, "Man, are you feeling as bad as I do, man? I can't get up. My head is like killing me, and my stomach hurt so bad I couldn't do anything." He's like, "Dude," he's like, "I feel just the exact same as you do. We should not have messed with that Jagermeister." So, and Jagermeister being, a liqueur, but high alcohol content, has a lot of congeners in it. So, of course, that may have played a part in it. Plus, we didn't eat that much, I think, before we went downtown. That can have, a big effect, especially, alcohol is going to be more rapidly absorbed, like from the digestive system, when you don't have any food in your system. So, the first time that I got that terrible hangover, I was like, "We got to go to Taco Bell." That was like the cure-all. You get a taco, a hard shell taco, add sour cream, maybe some nachos, and a Mountain Dew. That was the cure. And a lot of times, like, you know, why the headache powders seem to be in the South and you don't see them up north is because they're tied in with beer drinking down south. I guess the goodies and BC people like figured out, you know, that a lot of drinking's going on like down south. Let's because it's acetaminophen basically. I think about 600 milligrams of acetaminophen, some caffeine, and it acts fast. So yeah, it will definitely get rid of a hangover. Goodies PM was my go-to to knock a hangover out. But later on, the hangovers gave way to what's called hangxiety. It was just a matter of waking up in the morning shaky with just bone-ripping anxiety, like through the roof, just terrifyingly just bad. You have this impending fear, you know, feeling of doom. It's just god awful. The heebie-jeebies, I think it's been described as that. I think the Irish may have coined that term. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, if you will. And I certainly would like to hear some of your hangover experiences and you know, what it may have metamorphosized into. Like with me, I quit having hangovers. It just stopped. At some point, it was just waking up shaking. You know, if I didn't take a drink to get rid of it, then it was just going to be bad. And that just starts the hamster wheel, you know, of chasing off the withdrawal, and then you're in serious trouble. So, yeah, I started getting the hangxiety, the tremors, the shakes in the morning, but no more headache, no more nausea. I don't know why. I mean, I guess it just changes. You know, the progression of alcohol, it's a progressive and fatal disease. So, you know, you need to stop that shit in its tracks. So, I'm not a medical provider. This shouldn't be taken as medical advice. It's strictly educational. If you find yourself in any kind of trouble, please see your PA, your doctor, or your nurse practitioner. If you feel like you're ready to quit alcohol, if you're having trouble with hangovers, or you're just, you know, in general in a bad way. And if it's even worse than that, please go to the emergency room. But yeah, I just would figure I'd drop like a kind of a short video and see what you guys think. Yeah, the hangovers gave way to something that, I don't know, was scary and just bad. Went from a headache to just shakiness and all this other crap, and I had enough. You know, this last slip was enough for me to just hang it up. Just hang it up. But as always, stay tuned, and I'll see you later.